Adesh Gurudev.
Uh,
Fifth verse. In the olden days, the disciples were also known as kids. So there were three types of disciples and kids: best, medium, and slow. So Nachiket thought that I come in the list of best disciples and sons, and I do lead better than many of the best students, and sometimes I fall into medium category, but never ever have I ever fallen into this low category. But still, I don't know why Father gave me away to death. What can I fulfill for the deity of death? Gurudev, this is the end of fifth verse.
so there are three types of disciples. We have added that in the Sutra. There are three types of disciples. One, who are the best. So we have a group called the best. Second are the medium, and third are the slow ones. Why are best called the best? Because they are the fastest. Even if before they get an order, they do it. They do something. Even before you tell them, there are some very good devotees, but they are very dumb. You have to tell them. They come in the medium category. I think we must also have three groups: best, medium, and slow. You know, there is one person, Deven. He can't do much, but he comes up with new concepts and ideas. Guruji, what if we do this? Sarita ji, she comes up with new concepts, new ideas. Guruji, and if we tell her that you go ahead and do, she will go ahead and just do it. Aruna ji, they come up with their own concepts. If I'm looking here and there, a best student knows what I want. Without me asking, he will come and give. The medium student, you have to tell them and then they do. The slow students, if you tell them, sometimes they do, sometimes they don't do. Even after telling them. So Nachiket is saying that kids of my age, because Udalas had thousands of wives, hundreds of wives, or thousands of wives. And kids who are below my age, I'm best among them. Kids who are little bigger than me, among them also I'm best or I'm medium. I'm never slow. I can't understand why that father gave me to death. But he doesn't question his father. You are super stupid if you feel that you can question that. His father has given away him to death, and now it is between him and death. By questioning his father, he is questioning death. He's just wondering, why me? But even that is wrong. But what does he do? That comes to the next sutra.
He again said, Father, look at your ancestors and other gentlemen. In their nature, they had never had any lethargy, nor they have now. In your trying to win our death by lethargy and untruth, but all living beings, including humans, are subject to death, old age, and illness. And they are born again as per their karma. And he, fasting without any food and water for 3 days, started his journey to meet death. It is said that when death arrived, he asked his wives.
Now see, he wanted to ask his father that why me? Why did you give me to death? But instead he's saying this. Now any common person will feel that he's taking revenge. He's throwing out his anger on his father. He's just telling his father that, look at your ancestors, look at all the good people in the world. The way you are conducting the rituals, no one conducts. Look at your lethargy. Look at your, pettiness. Now, anyone in the beginning of the Upanishad will think that he is giving out his anger while going. Now, that is not true. If that would have been true, he wouldn't have started his journey towards that. Rama was sent to the jungle for 14 years. His father did not even tell him. He just got the news via that his father had given a promise to his stepmother. So Rama says, let me not even go and meet my father. He might stop me. He might not be able to face me. Nachiketa, I believe, is higher than Rama also. Nachiket is telling his father, I'm going, but I'm doing this last thing for you. I'm telling you that what you are doing is wrong. You are trying to escape that. And that also with unnecessary practices. He laid down a very perfect example for his father. In this Upanishad, if you only know this part, paying millions of dollars as a fee for this Upanishad will be even a lesser price that you have paid. Can't you drop your body before the body drops you? Can't you go looking for death before the death comes looking for you? I'll tell you one thing, one story. This is a true story of my last guru. His both liver were damaged and he had severe problems. Mark broke his hip bone and he couldn't walk. He could walk inside the house, outside the house. We had to piggy carry him or we had to call for a palki for him. He somehow managed to live for another 12, 13 years, or maybe 14 years after both the livers were damaged because he was a Superman. He had superpower. There came a time when he became very sick. And some people are so stupid and greedy, like Udalat. They feel that they own their guru. The mother owns the child. Child doesn't own his mother. The child may, out of ignorance, say, "This is my mother." Mother is a mother to many kids. So there was someone who wanted the seat of Guru. And there was one disciple of whom even I was jealous. He used to serve Guru like anything. If Guru would see here or there, he knew what Guru wanted, what Baba wanted. So he was like the shadow of Baba, and Baba's favorite disciple was me. I was the apple of his eye. Anything would happen, Hitesh, he would go. So this guy was jealous of me that I am doing so much. And Baba is always, whenever he is coming from Bombay. We are living with Baba in the same house. Whenever he is coming, Baba forgets everything and only Hitesh, 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 Baba goes. And I'm doing so much seva. So Baba was sick, and Baba called his wife, our mother, mine, and he called this Ganesh who was in the hospital taking care of Baba. He said, "Now the pain is too much. I feel I will have to leave my body and I have to go. But before I go, I want to give my will." He said, "My seat to Ganesh." Ganesh was the person who was taking care of him. It was said that Baba had taught him so much that no one else knew. He said the Bhuvneshwari temple Kuti to Sadhu Baba, the Ganesh Mandir to the Gujarati disciple of his, the Chinmastika temple to the Chinmastika priest, the jungle hut, it was a hut created on someone else's land. So the jungle land, the jungle hut to someone, and the samshan which he got in dowry. That samshan was so, is till date, now it will never be. It's so freaky place that no one can go over there, even in the daytime. He said that to the snake charmer. Now the one who got the jungle was my spec. And he said, "My Patra, there's something very, very precious. Very, very, very precious." He said that goes to Hitesh. So I was happy he at least remembered me when he was leaving his body. So my fought with him. Another person came, he fought with Baba. She said, "What are you doing? Are you out of your head? Have you lost your head?" because you are not well. So Baba had to change his will. And Ganesh was there and then kicked out of Baba's life. He was threatened, and the jungle hut had never belonged to us. It was some one of the days going out of the hand. The one who was given the jungle was called, and he was given the cremation ground, the Samshan, and he took care of Baba. He was the pet of mine, and he was stayed with Baba in the hospital. Ganesh was there and there, relieved from all his duties. He was kicked out ungracefully, and he was threatened by this person who was given the jungle and then the cremation ground that I will cut your head, he said. And this guy was dangerous. He was there with Baba from the 8 years of his age. He was 8-year-old child and he came to Baba. And everyone knew that if he says that I will chop off your neck, I will chop off your head, he is going to do that because he has also learned a lot from Baba. So Ganesh had to escape. And Baba said, today Ganesh went, tomorrow I will go. And he stopped eating, stopped drinking, only he was on drips and he was crying. He cried the whole night. He cried the whole day. And that person was with Baba and he was feeling so guilty that why did we fight? And then Baba was sleeping on the bed and he was sleeping on the floor to take care of Baba. Baba was someone very precious. If you feel that why someone is living in a hospital room with him, inside the room, breaking all the rules on the floor, you will only understand if you meet Baba. Or if I tell you further what happened, you would not miss the chance, to just only sit there 4 or 5 days without eating, drinking, or sleeping. If you know what priceless thing this Baba was. So he was sleeping, and Baba woke him up. Baba said, wake up. So he woke up. He said, Baba, what? And if Baba said, I want this, means Baba wants it. That's it. If you don't give it, he's not going to say anything, but you are out of his books. He is never going to teach you anything valuable. Baba was like that. So Baba said, I want to do a puja. I require this. It was 1:30 in the middle of the night. Baba was God in Guwahati and Assam. People, everyone knew him and everyone worshipped him. It was like Ramakrishna Paramahansa in Kolkata. Baba was in Assam. He was huge. Somehow I was lucky that he accepted me. Baba said, I want, this guy went running and he woke up the nurse. He said, Baba is awake and Baba wants this. She said, everything is closed, the canteen is closed, now what we can do? He said, okay, you stay with Baba till I don't come back. He went running and he went to various places and he brought all the material that Baba wanted. It was still the middle of the night. And somehow he made Baba sit on the bed. And there he performed the puja on the bed. It was amazing. And after that, he said, make my back straight. This guy put a pillow and he made his back straight. Baba sat in Padmasana. And Baba did the midnight stuti of Goddess. Maharaj Rajeshwari Tripura Sundari. We worship her in the middle of night as death. And Baba hold the mudra. And when I was listening to this, my mouth was open and my eyes were, you know, filled with tears. Baba said, I will translate that for you. Baba said, Oh mother, oh the most beautiful one in the three worlds, oh death. I have been worshipping you from the time of my birth. From the time of your birth, every step you take, you think you are going to Churchgate, Lonavala, Goa, Europe. You are going towards your death. Baba said, every step I take, I'm taking towards you, my death. You are the most beautiful. Why don't you come to me? I've been looking for you everywhere. Do you not love me? Do you not love your child? Come to me. Take me in your arms. Carry me in your lap and take me away. I don't want to live. And at that moment, he left his body and went. That did not touch him. He embraced death. What a being! I was born a special child. I did not have any big desire to live. I tried everything under the sun. Baba would say, do this. I would be the first one to do it. That is how I became his favorite. He said, by doing this, you can get a paralytic attack. I said, I will do it if you say. Doing this, you can die. I said, I will do it if you say. Doing this, you will go mad. I said, I am mad. What further mad I can be? If you say I will do anything and everything, that is how I became the apple of his eye. I never had any fear of that. And when I heard this, I lost all fear of death. All fear of death, illness, this, that. I just lost it. An immense love towards death arised in me that yes, death is mother. You feel birth is mother. Mother is also death. If there is no destruction, there will be no new creation. So Nachiketa is saying that after that they are reborn again. Even this thought that I will be reborn again will dilute the fear of death. But actually, when death is standing in front of you, you will forget rebirth and you will be scared. Nachiket is such a hero. He goes searching for death for 3 days. Now, how it is not mentioned, we have written without food, without water. He is just moving towards that. And he is also in full awareness that he has given one of the biggest shocks to his own father, his own guru, by insulting him before going towards that. Because that was the second biggest shock. A person who has got the first biggest shock, the second biggest shock will get him out from that first biggest shock. His father has received the first biggest shock, and Nachiket gave him the second biggest shock. The first biggest shock is your faith breaking. There is no sorrow bigger than your faith breaking. And then he goes, tells his father, reinstall your faith in the scriptures, in the rituals, and then move ahead. And then he goes towards that, giving him the second biggest shock. For 3 days, a Brahmin boy. Brahmin doesn't mean who is born in the house of the Brahmin. Brahmin means who has the desire to know Brahm, to be liberated, to be enlightened. And this Brahmin boy waiting for me for 3 days without food, without water, knocking on my door. Open up, open up the king of death, open up the king of hell, let me in, let me in. And finally, after 3 days, he drops his body, and the doors of death, doors of the beautiful mother opens up for him. And that looks at him and says, oh my God, this kind of intelligent boy, this kind of person who is eligible for self realization, waiting at my door without food, without water for 3 days, I'm going to be cursed. I need to make him happy. So, what is the next sutra that takes us to?
Seventh and eighth verse. That there is a boy worth seeing as a Brahmin and waiting your doors from last 3 days without food or water. So will you please serve him water? O son of sun, Yamraj said, that is, it is wrong on your part to keep him hungry and thirsty. You should have served him when he came. Let me give him water immediately to cool him down, or else we will be sinned for this inaction. At whose house a Brahmin is kept hungry, that dumb person loses everything and does not receive that which he is expecting to receive. The sweetness is lost from his voice, and the merits of all the social work that he has done is lost. Not only this, he also loses his kids, wealth, and animals. End of seventh and eighth, Gurudev.
A person who is self realized or a person who is on the path of self realization, if he comes to your house and if that person, he or she is insulted or kept hungry, even if you are as great as death, you will be sin and you will lose everything that you have. In the olden days, there were no rules, no laws for enlightened people. They would not be punished. This boy, eligible for enlightenment, so so intelligent, is waiting on the heaven's doors, on the hell's door, in fact, because Yama is the lord of the hell, knocking on the hell's door. Yamraj is shouting on his wife, and he goes to serve this boy, and he plays a trick to please this boy that he is not angry, he's pleased, and he will not curse him. But real gurus, real Brahmins are difficult to please. They can never be pleased. And that is the reason why Brahmins always are in short of money, because they are never satisfied. Without satisfaction, abundance doesn't come. So Yamraj goes to him, and let's see what happens next.
Ninth verse. A Brahmin is God. as we have to bow down to him, worship him, especially when he comes to visit you. This is what Yamraj saying to Nachiket. I should have done that before 3 night when you arrived over here. But forgive me for my ignorance and lethargy that you had to stay hungry and thirsty. I bow down to you. May I be relieved from this great sin of mine. You may please ask for 3 boons from me and may please go back being happy and satisfied. End of ninth verse, Gurudev.
So Yamraj says that I'm sorry this mistake has happened, but now it has happened. So I'm ready to pay for it. You take 3 boons from me. You know, no one worships that. Some crazy people like me, Baba, we do. Every night we call, Ma, come, Dad, come. And even if you worship that, that does not become pleased on anyone. It will do everything at its place, its time. Yet that has become happy on someone and is granting a boon.